New NBA Plus Stuff podcast in the top comment of this video talked about Robert Covington's contract as well as my favorite movies of this year. Our season is over. Although I do appreciate Tim Hardaway padding the stats, which I had to mention in last video and now I'm going to mention in this video too. But yeah, our season is done. I'd say it's pretty successful, pushing the Cavaliers all the way to a Game 6. Let's look at Porzingis as he slowly realizes that we've been eliminated. He doesn't realize it just yet. He's just kind of got like a 1,000-yard stare going. But if we give him just enough time, I think it just hit him that we're done for this season. So good for Porzingis for realizing that one. If we see just how the playoffs finish out, we have the young T-Wolves losing to the really old Cavaliers. LeBron of 34 years old, still at 98. At some point, we hopefully won't have to deal with him in this thing. Anyway, the draft lottery, which has nothing to do with us. The Celtics, number 2, really? Come on, 2K. We have some things to talk about, mainly Jeff Hornacek, our current head coach. Hornacek, he's pretty good, I would say. He's a solid coach, and maybe 2K even underrates him a little bit. We're also going to see him skip from angle to angle or from position to position here because, well, whatever. And then I'm going to look around and the camera really weird. So an awkward footage thing nonetheless. He's a C- on offense and defense, and it hurts our overall. So, Hornacek might be out, and the better option seems to be Erik Spoelstra, who I'm pretty sure is not normally a B+ across the board, but maybe there was updates, maybe he just got better even though his potential isn't that high. Spoelstra is also going to do the weird thing that Hornacek just did, but Spo has grown into one of the better head coaches in the league, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at last season when Miami went on their crazy run to get to 500, a whole lot of pick and roll basketball, a whole lot of slashing, three-point shooting, James Johnson at the power forward position, Dragic and Whiteside doing stuff, Dion Waiters using Dragic and Waiters effectively in, two-guard lineups. Most lineups are two-guard lineups, so that doesn't make any sense. But, the way he used them both at the same time was effective. There's also Bill Booth, who does not exist, but he's in the game and he's got some pretty good stuff. And there's also the dude above him who doesn't exist either. I'm throwing a decent amount of money at Spoelstra because, he's good. A lot of teams want him. He's got 7 offers right now for a head coaching position. Come on, man. We just won 45 games. There you go. You got a star player in Porzingis. It's a good position, okay? You're in an opportunity here where you can really make a difference. So here's our new lineup of guys that I don't really care about besides Erik Spoelstra. We are not in the top of the draft. We have the 23rd pick. But we can at least take a look at some things. There's Cameron Reddish, who's way heavier than this draft class has him at. He's a really big guard with a lot of abilities who can hopefully polish his three-point shot. RJ Barrett, who has drawn comparisons to Grant Hill for his overall game at the small forward position. Bull, a defensive nightmare who can grow to well over 7 feet tall, so I might have to change his height if I'm able to do that. Zion Williamson, who seems like a LeBron James-esque player with his strength, ball handling, and athleticism for a wing guy. Won't be as good as LeBron, but you get it. Number 1 overall pick, Philadelphia going with Cameron Reddish. Why do the Sixers still suck? Shouldn't they be pretty good at this point? I don't know. Bull for the Celtics. I guess he could be a good fit next to Al Horford. Horford might not even be there. San Antonio wants a shooting 2 with Romeo Langford. We have a trade at number 4 where the Los Angeles Lakers are trading away KCP and Shabazz Muhammad, which apparently is good enough to get you the 4th overall pick. And they're going to go with the playmaking Moses Brown, who is kind of like Nikola Jokic. And the Clippers are also trading DeAndre Jordan for the 5th pick, which might be a little more realistic, but even then this is an older version of DeAndre Jordan, so who the hell really knows? They are going with Marcus Walls, who I know nothing about, so he's probably really good. Okay, let's get to us at number 23. At this point, I mainly want to find guys who are great at something, and that would be Chase Whitney, who can knock down three-pointers like something else. He's a 91 on open threes. He's got to work on his contested 3 and his off-dribble 3, but his defense isn't too far away either from being something if we focus on it. I think he could grow into something decent, and I'm pretty okay with that with the 23rd overall pick. Ntilikina, Ferguson, as well as Raymond Teague, of course, are all coming back. Shout out to Lance Thomas. But we now need to discuss our backup power forward position. Who's going to back up Porzingis effectively? If we're looking at free agency, there's Sam Decker. He's more of a 3, not very good on defense. There is DeMarre Carroll, who's also more of a 3, but can play small ball 4. His defense is okay, and I've used him in previous series on this thing. His three-pointer has not been good for a while now, so I don't know if he's really going to be able to give us the offense. What's interesting, though, is that Marc Gasol is a free agent. We can't afford him, but Memphis was not good this previous season, and I think there's a chance that Gasol could leave, and I think that opens up the potential for JaMychal Green to be traded, and JaMychal Green fits the bill. His three-point shot, it's not amazing, but I think with a little bit of work, it can be, it's already not bad, and it can be a little better. Defensively, he gives me exactly what I want out of a backup power forward. And, sure, is he a knockdown three-point shooter who's also like the 12th best defender in the league? No, but those guys are really difficult to get. So if I can get someone who's decent at both, then I think that's pretty good. And JaMychal, he fits in really well to what we have going on with, like, Frank Ntilikina, Norman Powell, Terrence Ferguson's getting better on defense, DeAndre Ayton's getting better on defense. We're going to re-sign Kyle O'Quinn because we have his bird rights. So we're building up some good defenders here, and JaMychal could be that next guy. And the trade piece we have is Langston Galloway, who's on a 1-year contract. So it gives Memphis an opportunity to just have salary relief. We could throw in at least some seconds or maybe a first-round pick in that deal. But I think we'd have to wait to see if Marc Gasol signs somewhere else, because it wouldn't make much sense for them to do this move if Gasol ends up re-signing. I guess some backup plans could be Jeremy Grant, who has improved on his three-point shot, and his defense and wingspan are pretty solid. The problem with 2K is that if you put a natural small forward at power forward, even if it would make sense in real life, it makes their overall worse, which in turn makes them play worse, and it's kind of a weird thing. Aminu's another guy, but we should also remember we do have Dorian Finney-Smith on the roster. It could be a little redundant to sign one of these guys when we already have him, but some decisions to make at the backup 4. We got Spoelstra nonetheless, and I'm excited for it. And once again, new podcast on Robert Covington as well as movies from this year. Top comments of this video.